Hi there, Mercedes with your Tip Tuesday. So today we're going to talk about selling your collection. I have always been a big advocate and I've always advised all of my new brands that the best way to reach out to the stores is not necessarily trade shows, especially when you're first starting out. And now, because they're not going to happen, most of the trade shows for the rest of the year are going to be canceled. But that doesn't eliminate all of the markets, which, to the best of my knowledge, Atlanta and Dallas at the end of August are both going to be showing. So that is also a very good alternative. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is how to get to the retailers with a very low budget and organically, and really just trying to figure out what is the best way to communicate. So for years and years and years, my advice had always been to send an email out, use a system that tracks it, and then follow up with a phone call or with another email being more specific with line sheets and prices and exclusives, incentives, anything that you have to offer. But right now, and I'm telling you now as a buyer also, I have gotten so many emails that it's just jamming up my email system almost every day. So with between the video and the virtual, line sheets and collections, it's just too much stuff and too much information too fast for me to digest it all and handle it. So one of the things that I have been suggesting, which has always been part of the protocol of selling, especially when you're new, is to start following the stores that you want to be into. Start following them, start giving them likes, start sharing some of their posts so that they can see that you're really vested in their business and that you understand their business. And then send them a private message. I think that through DM, especially it's very related and current to the retailer, they are most likely to respond and then ask you for your line sheets. So it is difficult, it's impossible as a buyer to buy a new brand if we've never touched it, felt it, and had an experience with the product that you're selling us. So it is important to have a budget in order to send the buyers a couple of samples. Of course, if your collection is very broad and very wide, I wouldn't send them everything. I would just try to selection, maybe some tops, maybe a bottom. If it's accessories, I would do some earrings, something that is very different from each other, but just send them a few pieces. Do include a return address, right? So that they can send it right back, and do pay for the postage. So you're going to be sending it FedEx overnight or second day and have them send it right back to you the next day. This works out really, really well. And you know what I find interesting? That most of the time when a buyer accepts you sending them samples, they're most likely to buy. A couple of reasons why they don't buy is, one, they didn't actually like the product when they saw it in person, which is funny because some things just honestly photograph better than they are in person, or they don't have the budget right now, but they're trying to get all of their ducks in a row in order to buy in the future. So you're actually putting your foot in the door, which is a really good position to be in, especially now. So the way that the buyers are buying right now is really interesting, and this is what I'm advising my clients too, is that we're buying more on demand. Like, we sell a couple of things, we buy a couple of things. So that means that we're looking for inventory and we're looking for immediate goods. August traditionally is the opening of spring summer 2021, but I really believe that the buyers are going to be looking for fall goods that you could deliver at the end of August, September, and beginning of October. And this is advice that I've never said before, but I'm going to take a chance and tell you that if you feel positive, you have some proof of concept of your collection, I would go ahead and manufacture and be in some kind of stock position, because the buyers are going to want goods. The supply chain is completely broken, it's very fragmented, and if we could find goods, especially from a new brand where I'm not worried about my competition discounting it, and by competition I mean like Amazon or department stores bastardizing it and discounting it really deeply, I feel like this is a really good opportunity for you to have stock and be able to sell it. Now, I'm not suggesting consignment. I would definitely not do consignment. But if they are willing to pay for the goods and ship them to their stores, then be in a in-stock position. I feel that also during August market, they're going to be previewing spring 2021. So it is important to have your collection. And I do recommend it being a smaller edited version of your collection, and not the full brand, because there's just too many variables and unknown going on in the next couple of months that I don't want you to put all your beautiful, precious babies in that first basket. I want you to probably save them for fall market, which opens in February, which again, I feel like people are going to be buying spring at once because they didn't buy it in August market, and they're going to be previewing in the future. Spring 2021 in August, when we'll be showing, 2022, and I know it's like, what, we're already into another decade? No, not so fast, but we are ahead of ourselves. That's when I really feel that everything is going to kind of settle down, balance out, and that the boutique business is really in a position to thrive and to grow. They're the ones, not the department stores, not the national chains, the real boutiques that understand their customers, have found different ways of communicating with them, of selling to them. Even when they were shut down, they're the ones that are going to be incredibly successful. So just to recap, the best way to reach out to new buyers as a new brand to buyers is to follow them on social media, make a comment, send them a private message. Hopefully they'll respond by asking you for line sheets, sending them the line sheets, following it up by sending them some samples, writing your order, and most importantly, if you can afford it, to be in an in-stock position. And again, I am available for $250. We can go over your line. I could help you choose the pieces that I feel are more significant and have a higher chance of being sold at retail. We could help you go through all the mechanics of the math and the break-even analysis and what your sales goal should be. And of course, we have space in our offices in New York City, right on Broadway. If you want to actually show the collection from here, we have a package called Rack Space. So thank you, good luck, and I'll see you next week.